Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. In the last video, me and my duo teammate Spookdog achieved the goal that we have set out for from the very start of the account. We achieved the quest cape. And for the first time ever, we can now finally play the game. So yeah, we just did Desert Treasure 2, and now I want to try out the bosses because there's 4 new bosses that came into the game with this quest. And I haven't tried them myself. I've seen everyone else doing them on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and stuff, and I feel like I've been missing out. I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing all of them, but I at least want to try out 1 or 2, or maybe find 1 or 2 that would be fun to camp out. Like, I think for Whisper, you want to have the Venator Bow, which I don't have, but then to grind out Muspa, you want to do the Duke guy because the teleport that you get from Duke is really close to Muspa. So there's a whole bunch of like factors to consider, but the first one I want to try out is Vardorvis. So I'm going to put the quest cape back on the cape rack here because I probably will not be using that, and I will gear up. Got my gear set up for Vardorvis. I'm just using my best melee strength bonus. I heard Suffering could be a good option to use with the recoil on, so maybe I'll switch to that later. And then with the Fang, you want to have it on Slash. It's more DPS that way. As for what it drops, I don't really know like the bonuses and what a lot of these items do, but I know I want to get this thing. This is the tablet, and each of the 4 bosses have a tablet that you can use with the Ring of Shadows, which you get from Desert Treasure 2, and it lets you teleport close to the bosses. So it'd be very nice to get lucky on that. Oh my god, is this really the fastest way to get there? You have to go from Mount Mortem to here, then run all the way down through here. I don't want to have to be using like 1 stamina for every trip, and 1 trip, right now at least, 1 trip is going to be 1 kill, maybe 2 kills. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I don't want to use stamina potions because I'm running kind of low from all the chambers I've been doing. Wait, I just saw someone run from over here. Where does this thing go? Is that a shortcut? Oh wait, does that thing, oh, is that from up here? It looks like they kind of match, so, oh, okay, that'll save a bit of time at least. So I could just go through here. Okay, that's not too bad actually. Okay, that was really close. That was 2 KC because during the quest you do 1 kill, but during the quest it's a lot easier than the post-quest version of the boss. So yeah, that did in fact end up being a 1 kill trip. I could see there's a lot for me to improve on. Another really close kill yet again. Dang, dude. It gets really stressful at the end. Like, look how much food I had left when Vardorvis was at 25% health, and then you could see how much I have now. Wow, running from the bank to get here takes like exactly 100% of my run. So at least I don't have to use stamina, although maybe I should walk for a little bit at least, just so I have a little bit of run for the fight. Now, actually, you probably don't need that much run, so it's good. Ooh, hey, PB, and I had a decent amount of food left over too, although I'm not going to risk a 2 kill trip till I'm more comfortable not using a lot of food. And I'm back to my old ways of using a bunch of food for the kill again. Whoa, look at the amount of food I have left over, and I'm rewarded too, no way. And it's a PB, wow, that was sick. I actually just got really lucky with the axe spawns because none of them for the whole kill went on top of me, but I'll take it. No way, again? I used... Wow, and I got Dragon Dart tips again. Wow, that was crazy. That was back-to-back PBs, and that was without claw specs for this kill too. That's insane. Yeah, 3 kill trip, I am super satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm still taking a lot of damage. It's gonna take some time for me to get used to this, so I'm gonna use the Suffering instead of the B-Ring. Just turn the recoils on, and you can see I have 52k charges, so I am set for a while. Let's see how many charges I used on the Suffering. So if I subtract 627, 17 charges. That's about the same as a Zora kill, actually. I'll go through a full run through of a kill with tips and stuff later in the video when I actually get more comfortable with the boss. But for now, I just want to show something really cool I just learned, and I'm super hype about it, so I have to show this now. First, you have to get the RuneLite plugin called Better NPC Highlight, and then in that plugin, I highlighted the true tiles for the axes, which are the first 2 IDs on this list, 12225 and 12227. Now, if you also want to highlight Vardorvis' head, which is the range attack thing, that's the 3rd ID on that list, which is 12226. Then make sure the box is checked for true tile highlight, and then scroll down and make sure the tag style is set to true tile. The thing I just learned that I'm really excited to show you is called axe skipping. If there's an axe coming at you, then you can run diagonal through it if you're tick perfect. And the proper timing timing for this is when the true tile is directly next to you. The axe's true tile moves 2 tiles at a time, so by knowing that, you can then anticipate when it'll be next to you, and that's when you should click to run. This clip is such a good example since I was able to do it back to back, and I'll play it in slow motion real quick, or real slow, just so you can see the timing when I clicked. And after this, I messed up. I didn't realize that there was an axe spawning in that spot, and if I just waited one more tick right here, I could have skipped that axe that spawned in my starting point, just going the opposite direction. And this kill, it was 21 charges. Okay, maybe it's like 20 suffering charges per kill. This has been about my first hour of learning Vardorvis. I got 15 KC in the hour with 0 deaths, although I did get very, very close quite a few times, so kind of lucky. Probably not exactly the best sample of loot since I got the 300 dragon dart tips, which is almost half of that value, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's actually 14 KC because I did the 1 kill during the quest, so. Oh, yes, dude, the Strangled Tablet, that's awesome. That's the teleport. You get the Ring of Shadows when you finish Desert Treasure 2, and you have to charge it up with Blood, Soul, Death, and Law runes. So let's do that. It has a max of 1,000 charges, so we'll fill that all the way up. And if you try to teleport with it, these are the options. So right now I can only go to the Ancient Vaults, but when I use the Strangled Tablet on it, now try to teleport, I can go to the Stranglewood. God, I wish that was me. And now when I teleport with it, let's go to the Stranglewood. We'll see where it takes me. Okay, and I want to see how much run I'm going to have by the time I get there, because before I end up with a 0 run, so I'm sure it'll be more than 0 run in this case. And yeah, that's awesome, dude. New collection log slot too. And once I get here, I have 50% run left when I'm running the whole way here. The only downside is that I have 1 less inventory spot. As of the time of recording this, we don't know what the drop rate is for the Strangled Tablet. I'm surprised there's... Wait, I swear earlier today there wasn't these approximate drop rates for all these other items. But anyways, by the time this video goes up, all these drop rates will probably be confirmed. Damn, dude, this stuff is like, it's still so new. It's all just being updated in real time. I love this. Yo, they added high scores for the new bosses. So right now you can see for Vardorvis, I am unranked. I'm gonna log off, then refresh, and now I have 17 KC on here and I'm ranked. So far, I've spent more time fishing in this video than I've actually spent at Vardorvis. But right now it's 1 a.m. and it's update day, so I'm going to bed soon. I'll probably do a few more kills before bed. But when I wake up, there's a chance that the game update could involve some changes to the Desert Treasure 2 bosses. Because, you know, whenever there's new content in the game, they're like updating the stuff every week, so we'll see. It's a small thing, but I'm going to switch the left click on the Ring of Shadows to be teleport, so I can just left click and then choose option 5. Oh wait, last kill was a PB, 122. Good morning. It turns out the game update's actually tomorrow, so we'll see if anything happens then. Dude, first kill of the day and it's a PB. That's awesome. 119. Even though I'm only at 39 KC, I feel ready to walk you through a full kill, so let's do it. The middle tile hugging the wall is where you want to stand for the whole fight, except when you're dodging axes. But when you're standing here, Vardorvis can't use his spikes attack. For the first half of the fight, he'll send out 2, sometimes 3 axes, which start on one end and go to the opposite side where they started. He'll also do another attack where a vine thingy comes up and you want to pray range, and if you don't pray against it, it'll disable your prayer for a bit and you'll take a hit from the boss. There's a unique sound when it pops out, which is your cue to switch to pray range, and then another sound for when the thing hits you. And that second sound is your cue to switch back to pray melee. But yeah, I don't even look for it. I pretty much just rely on the sound effects to know when the range attack happens. The next attack is the Blood Clot attack. He kind of skips an attack before this happens, so once you've done the boss a bit, you'll get a feel for when this is about to happen. It's a good time to eat because your character isn't attacking, although you could also right-click Vardorvis when you know the Blood Clot is about to happen, and then you can click attack while the Blood Clot is up if you don't need to eat, and you actually can attack during it. The Blood Clot is seriously single-handedly the most important part of this boss fight though, and it is extremely important that you click the clot as fast as possible. At half health, it's going to be 3 axes every time, along with a lot of range attacks, commonly at the same time, so it gets pretty hectic. And then at 1/3 health, the enrage phase begins, where the attacks speed up in the sense that there's not much downtime between the boss's specials. This is where you want to dump your special attacks. You should save them all for this end phase to get through it as quick as possible. Supposedly, the boss's defense gets gets lower the less health he has, but his max hit goes up the lower his health is too. So that's why you want DPS specs for this fight and not defense lowering specs. And that's it, that's the fight. I want to play a few more clips though, because there are some more things I want to talk about. There's a thing with all the Desert Treasure 2 bosses where if you get a perfect kill, you get 50% more of the common loot. A perfect kill meaning you avoid all the avoidable damage. At this point, really the main reason why I mess up is just due to misclicking, and I swear it's like built into the design of this boss that they want you to misclick, because it's just so easy to, the way this boss is shaped and how he moves around. This boss, I swear it's meant to be one of those click speed test games, because you really gotta click fast and accurately to excel here. And I mean, the blood clots are literally what a speed clicker test game is, so that is perfect evidence to support my theory. I've learned that you shouldn't get greedy with the DPS here and just take your time to prioritize not getting hit by the axes or the range hit. Anyways, I was averaging 2 kills per trip. Sometimes I get lucky or unlucky and get 1 or 3, but I'd say I'm very consistent with the 2 kill trips. And this is me speaking from the future, by the way. Overall, I average about 20 kills per hour. This was my first time getting a 3 kill trip without getting a supply drop. I'm gonna switch back to using the B ring just so that way I can save charges on the suffering for my precious Zora. The wiki does say though that depending on your weapon that the B ring is better unless you have a weaker weapon. I'm not sure. Like I keep on saying, everything's still really new, so we're just kind of figuring it out. Oh, that's gotta be a PB though. That was so fast. Wow, 113. I don't know if I just got lucky or the B ring actually makes that much of a difference, but cool. Holy dude, 800k in Alex right there. That's so sick. Oh, that scared me. Awakener's Orb. Whoa. This is estimated to be a 1 in 80 drop, and each orb allows you to do 1 attempt at the Awakened version of the bosses, which is like the challenge mode version. And if you defeat the challenge mode versions of the bosses, then you can get the recolor for Torva, although we don't have Torva. So I'm not going to get any practical use from this item. That is 100 Vardorvis Casey. Whoa. Well, there's another Awakener's Orb, number 2 at 105 KC. Oh my gosh, wow, and there's the third one at 118 KC. Okay, that's crazy. I could turn in these Awakener's Orbs to death for 2.6 mil, or you get like slightly more when you turn it into death, but I'll probably just hold on to them because who knows, maybe someday I'll be glad that I'm saving these. Oh, grats.
Thanks.
Oh, no way, the Blood Quartz. That's awesome. That's the upgrade for the Scepter. The Blood Quartz is supposedly 1 out of 180, and you combine it with the Ancient Scepter. However, once you combine it, you can't undo it. So I'm not going to do that right now. Or actually, how many Ancient Icon? Oh, okay, I could just make 3 more Ancient Scepters, so. Each of the 4 DT2 bosses drop a different type of quartz. And it's a new collection log slot. Do you see this guy's name? No way, my grandpa plays OSRS.
That's crazy.
That's my first time dying at Vardorvis. I made it up to 176 KC, rip hardcore. You know what would be really nice? The ability to purchase a second Ring of Shadows, because apparently people have been complaining that you can't do that, so I suspect maybe in the next update, hopefully they'll allow you to do that. I think there is currently some kind of bug workaround. I don't really care that much. If you're alerting Vardorvis, or really any boss for the first time and you find yourself dying a lot, you can use the Protect Item prayer, especially if you have a lot of expensive items, so that way it'll cut down on the gravestone fees if you're dying a lot. This cost me 215k. In retrospect, maybe I should have brought some food with me too when I ran back here. Oh my god, I just died. Up until maybe 5 kills ago, I was just sitting here in complete silence. No music, no YouTube or anything. And then I started playing music at a very, very quiet volume. And then ever since I did that, now I've died twice in just the last few kills. So the thing about this boss, for me at least, is that I just have to completely full focus on it. So I guess I won't be listening to music anymore, and I'll just sit here and think about life and stuff. And that is 200 KC. That's like 10 hours of this boss so far. I don't know when I'm gonna stop. I'll probably just when I get bored, I suppose. Wait, look, I'm the first person to find the star, and it's level 40.
Wow,
or 4. Thanks. The star is gone, and that is plus 700 Stardust. I'm getting pretty close. I need 12k Stardust, and I'm at 8k now, so 2/3 of the way done. Dude, I thought today's update might just have a few DT2 changes and boss changes, but no. Basically, the whole entire update is all focused around Desert Treasure 2 bosses and the quest itself. You can now buy multiple Rings of Shadows for 75k to avoid as long of a walk of shame when you die. They add these stamina restoring things in Stranglewood and Lasar to make the quest easier so you don't have to use your own stamina potions. And now the drop rates. So they announced what the drop rates were before today's update, so you can probably see where this is going. So the odds to hit the drop table for Vardorvis was 1 in 180, and then from there it would roll these different things. These were the weightings. And I thought this was really interesting with the untradeable uniques, so the teleport tablets and the quartz. The drops get more common with your KC until you get the first time, then it becomes the flat rate. I think that's a really cool mechanic. Not that it necessarily has to be the standard and be everywhere in the game, but just to see it in the game somewhere, I think it's cool. We got the Awakener's Orbs rates, the clue rates, it's 1 out of 40 from all the bosses, the pet rates, and then they have this whole little essay explaining why they're making the drop rates more common. So here's the new drop rates from Vardorvis, 1 out of 136 instead of 1 in 180 to roll the drop table. So of course, whenever I start grinding a boss and get into, I guess I didn't get that much KC. I'm like just over 200 KC, so not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. And there's the disclaimer: keep in mind we might fine tune the drop rates even further down the line. What does that mean? Would they make them even more common or maybe slightly more rare? I don't know, but fine tune kind of makes it sound like they wouldn't change it too much from here. But I will stay tuned for any updates in the future as Jagex continues to optimize my experience. And in the other changes section, there's some interesting stuff in here too. The pathing to the salt deposits with the Duke boss's room, I kind of saw some videos that look kind of annoying, so it's cool they fixed that. And then hidden away in the other changes section, they have changed how Torva looks. I guess it's not that big of a change, but here's the before for the body, and then there's the after. Awakener's Orbs have been added to the collection log, but if you got them previously, they will not be in there. But I'm very certain I will get an Awakener's Orb grinding these bosses. They're not like super rare, so it just sucks the first 3 won't show up in the collection log, so like I like seeing the numbers go up, you know. Vardorvis has had some clickbox improvements. That's good to hear. I'll see how it is when I try the boss out today. Let's trade the Mysterious Bandit. You're looking very shady. Okay. I need another ring. Okay, there's the shop interface. It's gonna cost 75k. And now I have a backup for when I die. Inevitably die, because it's gonna happen many times. Oh, I get it. Shady is a pun because he's looking like he's a shifty looking chap, but he's also staying cool and shaded in this hot desert sun. It's also a far more reasonable temperature than outside. Man, I love over-explaining puns. Now, I thought all the Rings of Shadows would share the teleports that you put in, but turns out it is separate bank slots, so it's annoying. And you charge them up separately too. Yeah, I do feel like the click box is noticeably bigger. I mean, it's only been a few kills I've done since the update happened, so it's kind of hard to quantify exactly how much of a difference it is, but I mean, look where my mouse is compared to Vardorvis. Hey, there's the Awakener's Orb as the new collection log slot. I assume it's probably in the collection log, the same thing for all of them, right? Yeah. It's my first one, but also my 4th one. Ooh, yo, the Tramian Eingot, no way. You need those to make the ring, yes. So we can pull up the wiki here, and it says that to make each of the rings, you need the vestige from the boss along with 3 of these. For each of the rings. So in total, I would need to get 12 if I were to someday go for all the rings. And it looks like the new drop rate is 1 in 362.7. And then you can see the vestige is just over 1k drop rate. Dude, that's sick. Number 2 at 249 KC. I've never seen 1 axe before. What? That was really weird. And there's another Awakener's Orb. Another time where just 1 axe spawned. What the? Yeah, after spending a few hours at the boss, I can confirm the clickbox is a lot nicer now. And I found, I think, a good example to show it. I'm pretty sure yesterday before the update, this click right here would have been yellow. But after today's update, this is now a red click. So, yay. Oh my god. You know what? I have 5 of these orbs, so I am actually going to trade one into death. I've actually never given death any items before. I've only ever been using GP, so let's just do this. These are worth a lot of GP right now, and I suspect over time it's just going to go down and down. So I'm going to sacrifice to Death's Coffer, put in the Awakener's Orb, and when you sacrifice items here, well, it has to be over 10k GE value, and you get 105% of the GE value, so you get slightly more bang for your buck. So let's just do that for almost 3 mil GP. Yes, and now I will be set for a while. So at this point for me, Awakener's Orbs are just like getting a 3 mil GP drop. So it's going to save me 215k GP, and it takes it directly from death. In the 200-ish kills before today's update, I swear I don't remember seeing an axe where it was only one axe. So either I haven't been seeing things I should have been seeing, or they did something in today's update that caused there to occasionally just be one. Yo, 50 mil strength XP. Am I rewarded? No. Another Awakener's Orb. Cool. And there's 300 KC at Vardy. Hey, that is a lot of fishing. Or kind of. 23.6 mil fishing XP, 105 virtual level. Dude, I swear every other person I run by when I'm on the run over here has like 1,000 KC or more at Vardorvis, and it makes me feel really bad about what I've done so far. So I just try to tell myself that they're all main accounts with Blood Furies that do 30 kill trips, and that makes me feel a little bit better. And there's another Awakener's Orb with an elite clue. I don't know why this is happening, but for some reason there's been kills where I do a perfect kill but don't get the 50% extra loot. And then other times there's kills like this one where I make a lot of mistakes and I end up actually getting the 50% loot bonus. And this wasn't a one-off time either, like it's kind of happening quite a few times. I don't really care though, as long as it doesn't affect the unique chance, which I don't believe getting a perfect kill makes a difference for the unique, so yeah, it's whatever. That's crazy, you can just get 300 raw sharks as a drop. It's like 30 minutes of fishing minnows, except from PBM. Oh my god. And that is 400 KC at Vardy and awarded with an Awakener's Orb. Sick. I want to go for 500 KC though. I want to see one more drop, just one more thing on the unique table, which is 1 in 136. So hopefully we can see one more thing by 500. Oh, that's what happens when you look at the other screen. Why does this always happen when I have a full inventory? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm doing a clue right now, and Zaya, or Arceus, is green. This was like bluish purple before. Bro, they made it green. What the heck? Maybe there's some lore in the quest that I accidentally spacebarred through. I don't know. I'm at 483 Vardy KC, so 17 kills left to go, which is less than 1 hour left to go until I reach my arbitrary goal of 500. But it's been a pretty long day of fighting the boss. I've just been fishing for a few hours, but I want to show my strength and hit points XP per hour because I have a pretty good sample size of fighting the boss today, so figured I should show this before I go to bed. I end up with 24k hit points XP per hour and 73k strength XP per hour. Whoa, wait, that last kill, that was a PB. I went from 113 to 108. Jeez, I almost missed that too. No, it's... Hey, there is yet another Awakener's Orb. That is 500 Vardy KC, but I want to do one more, because I guess the one that I did during the quest didn't count here, but it did still count for my KC. And there we go, last kill of the video, 501 KC. Time for the fun part. Let's take a look at the loot and analyze the stuff here. So in 500 kills, it was 46.5 mil GE value, which is an average of 93k per kill. And that's of course without any Virtus pieces or the axe piece or any of the, like, the crazy expensive stuff. I did get lucky on the Awakener's Orbs since they're 1 out of 80. I should have expected 6, not 9, so that's pretty lucky right there. Oh yeah, just those alone is 26 mil worth of GE value. As an Iron Man though, I'd say the most notable drops, maybe Dragon Dart tips, but really the gems. It's over 1,000 diamonds, and if you combine the cut rubies, over 1,000 rubies. You get a little bit of sapphires and emeralds, but it's mainly the rubies and diamonds you get a lot of, and then also the smithing supplies. I mean, look at all that Addy ore, 2,600 Addy ore, over 8,000 coal, 180 rune ore, some other stuff too. Sharks. There's a lot of good Iron Man skilling supplies. As a main, I could see where the drop table is not that good, but as an Iron Man, this is pretty decent, and it adds up quite a bit, especially if you're going for the Pet or Virtus or something. There's also a whole lot of blood runes. Now, if you look at my rune pouch, you can see the runes I have left. I started with 10k of each of these, Fire, Blood, and Cosmic. And based on the Cosmic runes, because you use one Cosmic rune per Thrall cast, and I didn't get any Cosmic runes as drops, that means I casted 1,000 Thralls in 500 KC, so it's pretty clean math, 2 Thralls on average per kill. And then you can see I profited Blood runes, and I didn't so much profit Fire runes. That's a good thing. It's good to profit the one that is more rare. Although you get lava runes, so I mean, in a way I kind of did profit, or at least break even with fire runes if you count those. Plus all the soul runes for the shadow that we someday may never get. Speaking of shadow, it's kind of funny. I had a dream 2 nights ago that I got a shadow in my name, and it was 100 something KC. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was 100 something. So possibly some foreshadowing for months from now in the future, maybe. Or not. Probably not. I spent 25 hours at the boss this video, and going by that number, which if you're a main with a Blood Fury, you probably get a lot more KC per hour, but at least for me, this was the equivalent to 25 hours. So if we take the 46.5 mil GP in the loot tracker divided by 25 hours, that's 1.86 mil GP per hour. Maybe subtract a little bit for the supplies, but my supply costs I don't think would be too high as a main, just super combats per pots. A little bit of runes. But actually, if you're a main with the Blood Fury, then you would have very, very high cost per hour, so it probably balances out. My final thoughts about the boss, though, is that I think it's really cool, really well designed. I'm a big fan of it. I'm sure I'll come back in the future. I will say, though, when one thing goes wrong, it's like a cascading effect here, though. And you start thinking about how dumb your mistake was, and then due to thinking about how dumb you were, it kind of lowers your morale, and then you mess up even more, and then everything goes wrong and you die. Or maybe that's just me. Just taking a look at the scoreboard here. 8 deaths. Not bad, not bad. Actually, yeah, according to the global deaths, on average, it's been like 1 to 10 ratio of deaths to kills. So I guess it's pretty good, but probably a lot of people have been learning early on. So I suspect the ratio will get better overall for everyone over time. With that said, though, make sure to check out my duo teammate Spookdog's channel, linked below in the description. She's been working on maxing, so you can see her half of the progress on her channel. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time.